Big story that we're getting at this hour. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is thanking his fans for love and support because he's just announced his retirement. In fact, he says that I'm retiring from international cricket. Remember, we're talking about Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He's just, in fact, put out those tweets saying that I thank my fans for the love and support throughout from 29 hours. In fact, he says that now consider me retired. This is a big story that we're getting at this announcement. Anand Narasimhan is getting us more details on that. Anand, what do you make of this? Was this expected?
Well, I think Dhoni was holding out for one shot at the T20 World Cup, and had things not been derailed because of the COVID-19 and because of the pandemic, I think he would have egged on and pushed on, because by this time we would have already been the IPL would have already been played, and there would have been a fair assessment of his ability. But now he's 39, born on the 7th of July 1981. Dhoni is 39, so he knows very well that his body is not going to be able to take this forward. So it just looks like he's going to play this season of the IPL, and thereafter assess whether he wants to continue in the IPL or not. But though he does not very clearly say in his Instagram post, it was a montage of his memories from the time he made his ODI debut and his Test debut back in 2004, 2005, and till the memories. And he's the only Indian captain who's won all the ICC trophies. So all of those memories, the time that he shared with youngsters, with his peers, with his seniors, all of those beautiful montage on "Main Pal Do Pal Ka Shayar Hoon." That is a song that he has used, saying that, I lived this time, I lived this moment, and I have done my bit, and there will be many others who will come forth, and I'm passing on the mantle. So that was what he's used, a song from Kabhi Kabhi sung by Mukesh, and he's used the words aptly, and the short also portraying perhaps his entire sentiment, saying that I have done my part, and now it's time to pass the mantle on. And something, I think it has been a fair assessment of his mind, his body and ability, and also the times that we are in. Now we know that the T20 World Cup has been pushed to end of 2021. So Dhoni not sure whether he will last that much physically, because he would be 40 then. And should he be blocking youngsters who've been waiting in the ranks and jumping at the bit to try and make their way in?
That's right.
So that's the big story. That's the big development. So it doesn't come so much as a surprise, which was expected. But I think he's been very, very realistic, and he's decided his time. He's chosen 15th of August, Independence Day, 7:29 p.m. He says, "Consider me retired." So it looks like he's retired from all forms of cricket. But this will be his final season of the IPL. Anusha, I think we've got Vimal Kumar also with us. Yeah. This question, was this expected, Vimal? क्योंकि धोनी जिस तरह से practice कर रहे थे Chennai Super Kings के लिए, and the way he was practicing on the net, he looked fit. Many of his peers have come out and said that we didn't expect him to be so fit, and he was doing wicket-keeping drills, he was doing batting drills, he was stonking bowlers out of the park and having a good time. But he's just decided that he's going to retire.
Yeah, I think, Anand, it's a typical Dhoni shot. We all have used to, like Narendra Modi PM. He keeps surprising, and it's a Dhoni way. For almost a year, the media, we have been speculating when Dhoni is going to retire, whether he's going to extend his career, whether he was going to play 2020 World Cup in Australia. So I think the big decision he has taken, I think the postponement of T20 World Cup in Australia has played a huge role, because this was a tournament which Dhoni was expecting to play, and because of COVID-19, everything has gone topsy-turvy. IPL was postponed for a couple of months, and then obviously T20 World Cup has been postponed by a year. So, and at this stage, at the age of 39, Dhoni is a very realistic person, and he will never put his personal ambition ahead of India's. Because if you look at over the last couple of months, I was in New Zealand, Ravi Shastri or Virat Kohli or entire Indian team, they were always waiting. Whenever Dhoni wanted to play for India in any format of the game, they were always eager to embrace him. Such is his experience, such is his respect in the dressing room. So it's not entirely surprising, because it's a realistic. Dhoni doesn't see himself playing in the next World Cup, and since he has already retired from Test cricket, So there was no point extending. But maybe as we are getting the news from CSK camp, he might extend. He might extend his IPL career, probably maybe a year or two. But we are not sure at this moment. But obviously, it's a great moment in the history of Indian cricket, because such a stalwart has taken a bold decision, and now Indian cricket can plan about the future as far as wicket keeping is concerned.
Well, yes, and because Shishir Hatangadi also with us on the phone. Shishir, I had that conversation with Ravi Shastri sometime in March, just before COVID-19 struck us and the pandemic struck us, before the lockdown, and it was in Pune, where he said, me and Dhoni have had a chat and he's going to do a fair assessment. It just looks like Dhoni has done a fair assessment and he's decided at 39, next year, by the time we look at T20 World Cup or any active cricket that India plays, he'll be pushing 40. And he has decided, let me just make way. And the song that he's used on Instagram, that entire video of about 4 minutes, मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ, पल दो पल मेरी कहानी है, and he's just put out all his memories from 2004, 2005, ODI and Test, all the memories together. This is typical Dhoni, isn't it, Shahid?
Yes, very typical. Just, retiring and walking away from the arc lights very quietly. Typical of the man. India's greatest captain, most successful captain, a game changer, and of course a great career to celebrate. I think each Indian must stand up and applaud this great cricketer and a great leader of Indian cricket. He's been probably the most successful, of course the most successful and the greatest cricketer in the history of the game, Indian cricket at least. And we should all stand up and celebrate a great career of a fantastic teammate.
True, absolutely. And what stands out, Shishir, about Mahendra Singh Dhoni is that he's worked with cricketers, before his generation, his seniors. He managed them as a captain. Youngsters who are raw, he's managed them. And now he's played the role of a senior where he's mentored many, and he's played a vital role in shaping Virat Kohli as a captain. And there is nobody who can question his leadership, his acumen, his instinct for the game. So he leaves behind a legacy, and he also moves out at a time when he knows that he should not be blocking talent who are chomping at the bit.
Yeah, absolutely. He's shaped careers right from the time he took over as leader of India. He shaped some of the players who are now actually carrying the mantle and the baton of Indian cricket forward. So he has a lot. He has offered a lot in terms of shaping careers, in terms of mentoring young players. And as I said, Indian cricket will obviously need his services somewhere in the future to be able to contribute. And that, I think, he says it very beautifully. मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ, पल दो पल मेरी जवानी है, पल दो पल मेरी हस्ती है, पल दो पल मेरी कहानी है. Fantastic.
No, true, and it was so right. And, he's used the song to, and the way the montage is cut, I think it just expresses his emotions. That was his time, these 15 years or 15, 16 years of cricket that he's played across all formats. He's won all the trophies. He's taken India to #1. He's worked hard, diligently, and he's taken all the pressures. He's soaked it all in, and he's been like Buddha on the field. That's the biggest, accolade that many give him, saying that his leadership acumen, what he's been able to do, has been just phenomenal.
Yes, and shaping every career, making every player feel wanted. These are all qualities that he has showcased in the last few years. And of course, the fact that now he's at a stage in his career after walking away that he can be a part of Indian cricket. He's obviously going to play in the IPL, so he has something to showcase. But more important than that, I think Indian cricket will require his services in the years to come, because he's seen the game from the other side, watched it very closely. He's a great judge of talent, and he's been able to mentor young players. So, I mean, if there is one quality he's had, is he's able to pick out talent that will fit into the highest level, and that to me is his greatest contribution to come for Indian cricket. What he's done is unparalleled. What he may be doing in future, again, may be something that Indian cricket needs, and that is something we have to look forward to.
Well, what Dhoni does next is only Dhoni knows. But the fact is, भले ही वो cricket छोड़ना चाहे, cricket उन्हें नहीं छोड़ेगा. Atul Vasan is also with us. The fact is, this man has got so much of knowledge and he's got so much of instinct. I remember reading N. Srinivasan's interview where he very clearly said that Dhoni is a man of instinct, pure instinct. He does not need to sit and study. He just stands there behind the wicket, looks at the player, looks at the situation, assesses it, and then just goes by his gut. And that is something. And plus, he's also has a certain level of acumen which is phenomenal. India cricket will need him and will not let him go so easily, even though he's saying bye. But he couldn't have timed it better, Atul.
Not really. I think it was a far-gone conclusion that once the World Cup was postponed this year, Dhoni is going to hang his gloves. But everybody was wondering if he really wanted to play for India. He didn't turn up on the field since 2017 when 18 when in fact the World Cup in 2019 in England. But having said that, King is that long live the king. A lot of people will say we'll miss him. We have got the resources. WG Grace went, Don Bradman went, Sunil Gavaskar, Kapil Dev. Everybody goes, and then Tendulkar went, and then we got Virat Kohli. So I think he has done amazing services. He's the quintessential underdog of cricket. He changed the game in a way where upcountry boys, village boys also can dream to play for India, and that is his legacy.
True, and you were very right. You said and that's what he's also said. कि मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ, पल दो पर मेरी कहानी है. He's used that song and he's used it aptly. Vimal, any word on what his plans are, what he's going to do, because he did serve time with the Territorial Army when he was taking a break after the World Cup, and he did serve time there. And then he's been involved. He's been doing a lot of work off the field while he's continued to remain fit and continue to train. Vimal, are you there?
Hello.
Yes, Vimal, go ahead.
Yeah, Anand. At this stage, obviously, it's difficult to say what are his immediate plans. But immediately, obviously, the next two months he will be busy with the IPL. But knowing Dhoni, obviously he will be part of the CSK setup, and maybe not immediately, but you can imagine that Dhoni will be attached with Indian cricket in some role or other. But obviously, there are a couple of things which you can always rule out, like commentary. He has always insisted that he will never be part of the commentary team. Coaching, these are the usual roles whenever a former cricketer retires, they opt for these kind of jobs. So you expect Dhoni not to be involved with cricket, and I will not be surprised. He's kind of person that he doesn't plan too much, and especially with regards to cricket, I don't think he has some huge plans as far as cricket is concerned. But I'm sure that he is going to surprise with his new move of the field. But Anand, one thing I just wanted to share with everyone, because I remember one incident in 2005 when he played his match against Sri Lanka and he scored 183. At that time, Dhoni was not hero, and I just went to interview him. And he said to me that I'm not interested in all this kind of one-on-one interview. I asked him why. Everyone looks forward to this kind of limelight. You have played such an exceptional knock, and during that period TV was growing and everyone wanted to be TV, and you are saying you're coming from Jharkhand, your brand is going to be huge. You are saying no. He told me same thing, it doesn't matter whether I'm seen on one television or not. My job is to perform on the field, and if I am being visible those 9 hours, that matters to me, not afterwards. And since then he always maintained a clear-cut distance with the media, even with the people he was supposed to be close. Although a lot of people think that you can get close to Dhoni, but honestly speaking, no one can get so close to him to know what real Dhoni is. Forget us, the journalists, even the players. I was speaking to a couple of CSK players yesterday, and the first question I asked them, hey, do you have any idea? कुछ बताओ यार, धोनी का क्या plan है? And they said the same thing. यार माही भैया के बारे में कुछ मत पूछो, वो क्या करेंगे वही जानते हैं. So the mystery, the mystery has added to his aura. We always knew when we are covering Sachin Tendulkar or Saurav Ganguly, we knew that what they are going to do. We always had some idea or other. We could speculate. But with Dhoni, you never know. Always he keeps surprising. And you see the date, the timing, 15th of August 2020, and he decides to walk away. But yes, as Shishir was saying, this is the time to celebrate because there in Indian cricket there has never been a player like MS Dhoni, and probably maybe people might say this is an exaggeration at this point of time. I might be getting carried away, but probably he is more respectful cricketer than even the great Sachin Tendulkar, because if you look at, there were all when Sachin was playing, even his contemporaries were not comfortable, the likes of Rahul Dravid, Declaration Multan. We know all these stories. But with Dhoni, a former captain being so acceptable, so welcome in Indian dressing room, it was unheard of. You talk about Kapil Dev and Gavaskar era, you talk about Ganguly and Dravid, you talk about Azharuddin and Tendulkar era. Whenever the player becomes a former captain, he's not, welcome in the dressing room. But reverse was true for Dhoni. Virat Kohli was always like, Mahi bhai, kahan hai Mahi bhai? And having seen from the close quarter the way Mahendra Singh Dhoni has mentored the likes of Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma. In fact, this current Indian team, the team which we say the Virat Kohli's team, this is essentially a Dhoni's team. So his legacy is there. When someone like Gautam Gambhir says that there has never been a better captain than Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and a lot of people believe that Gambhir didn't get well with MS Dhoni. That speaks volumes about the man's character. Yes. And the fact is that in the past we have heard so many stories. Yuvraj's father alleging some wild allegations. Some players saying, but Dhoni has always kept his, cool. Right. He has never spoken anything controversial which is related to his teammates, and that takes an enormous amount of, patience, greatness. I would say you will never find such a accomplished cricketer, not only on the field, off the field. Anand.
Absolutely true. Chris Srikanth has just tweeted. He said, "Congratulations on a wonderful career, MS Dhoni. You are one of the best captains ever to step onto a cricket field, and I'm blessed to have shared some special moments with you. I wish you and your family the same success in your next innings." That's what Srikanth has said. So many people who are now tweeting, talking, and Ritesh Deshmukh saying that cricket aapko nahi chhodega itni jaldi, we are not going to let you go, and that is true. And Shashi Satangri, what stands out is the fact that he took over as the mantle of captaincy. He took over captaincy at a time when Indian cricket was going through very troubled times. It was also a phase of transition. There was a full generation of cricketers which was just growing out. There was a new format of cricket that was coming through. The dynamics of the game were changing, and that was the time he got in. Even the scale, the valuation, the money in cricket, all of that was changing. And he was the one who marshaled the Indian cricket team through all of that. It's not easy.
Well, there are so many things.
You know how difficult it is to manage stars in your team.
All I'd like to say is, there is just one thing I'd like to sum it up with, rather than, actually define his career, because it's going to be too long. He came, he observed, and he conquered. That's all I can say about MS Dhoni.
Well, absolutely. Thank you so much, Shishir. It's back to you in the studios. This is going to be phenomenal to celebrate Mahendra Singh Dhoni as a cricketer. The more we talk about, there's so much to learn, and there's so much more he can give to the game of cricket and to youngsters. Let's hope he continues to stay in touch with cricket, even though he's announced his retirement.
That's right. That's right. Anand, be with us. In fact, we'll just come back to you for more on that. Meanwhile, MS Dhoni's career as a cricketer and a captain has been nothing short of outstanding. At 38, he still is one of the most prized assets. Here's why. Take a look.
There had never been a bigger poster boy for Indian cricket.
He's gone. There's no messing around with this man.
From his trademark helicopter shot,
good position with the front foot,
his rags to riches story, to his hairstyles, Mahi has redefined the way India looked at the game.
He's the quickest 100 by an Indian against Sri Lanka.
Dhoni's arrival made sure that India has a proper wicketkeeper batsman who can finish off games.
There was no need to have fielders there either.
This ability sealed his spot in the Indian team initially. Later, as he got promoted to captain, he flourished in that role.
Now, Mahendra, you can go up and collect the big one.
Under Dhoni, India won the T20 World Cup in 2007.
The World 2020 champions, India. And Mahendra Singh Dhoni gets the award.
And the 50-over World Cup in 2011.
Dhoni finishes. finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. After 28 years, the parties start in the dressing room.